Alright, so this guy opens 44% from the cutoff, folds 3 bets every now and again, but he's out of position. I just 3-bet this guy earlier, last orbit with 9, like in the same spot, and he folded. He might fold again, he might call, we'll see. If he calls, I mean, I'm probably not going to be c-betting too light against him, because he doesn't really fold to c-bets very often. That'll be like a common theme that I've been more experimenting with, just not c-betting as much. I don't really have solid info that it'll work. I mean, this board I gotta c-bet, I think just one, this is a good spot to one and done it for 275. I mean, yeah, he'll have aces in his range, but I think all his non-ace hands are gonna probably just check fold. And after he calls, there's just no reason to put any money in the pot. He's got an ace like pretty much every time here, or something stubborn well, I mean, this is definitely not something stubborn now. This is an ace 100%. He could have had like 10x or something if he checked the river, but I still think 10x folds the flop a lot of the time. Yeah, this guy here, Vicess, is really the only decent regular that I've been playing with today. Tom Brady's guy, that's a funny name. Alright, so this guy min raises button. He has a 6% button steal, so I'm not going to 3-bet. That would be really, really bad. I'm not even thrilled about having this hand in this position, but this guy's a fish. When he calls, we're doing great. But when he raises, he's basically just a net. So I'm really glad that he folded the flop when this, this is just like super snap, easy call. Like very easy game. Like I don't really know what this guy, this guy's just really not really thinking much. But if ace or laser called that flop, then I probably still would have gone with it. But if he raised that flop, that would have been a really, really tough spot. So this guy opens from the cutoff. Not from cutoff, from middle position. I'm not going to really mess with that at all. Here, I'm going to raise. I like raising smaller with pocket pairs, especially when there's fish at the table. I want to get like a good multi-way pot going. Alright, so this guy limps. I'm gonna make it 125. If he was deeper, I might have made it like 150 or something, just because I know he likes to call, but there's no need to blow the pot from in position. I'm gonna want to keep some leeway going. Alright, so he dunks into me? That's very peculiar. Alright, well this guy just open ships, that's a fold. When he dunks, I'm gonna raise. I really want to get value from the other guy too. If I call here, it's kind of a disaster to just call and then let him come in for, getting a really good price with all these draws on the board. When he donked, but if he comes back over the top, I just can't really see any other way to play it but just go with the hand. I don't really. This guy Weiss is like the only one that I really PTR'd today, and he's a winning regular over like maybe 30k hands. I really don't know what his range is right now. I think he's got some draws, so I'm gonna just kind of bet against those draws, not really give him the odds. And like I said though, if he ships it, I'm coolered. If I got set over set, I got set over set. Oh my god, that'd be so... he ships, oh my god, I want to fold so bad if this dude ships, because he's a really good player, and I don't think that he's going to be shipping there with a weaker value range, and I don't know if he's doing that with bluffs. I'm so glad he just folded. Fold your call, but don't ship on me there. And this is a spot where I'm just going to one and done it for 70. 91 is fine. Alright, so against like a tighter regular, I would definitely steal the jack deuce suited here, but this guy, like I said, he's good. He likes to call me in position a lot. He likes to just kind of make my life a little bit more difficult, so I'm not going to really be going too crazy with him. I actually really hate having him on my direct left. It makes it tough to play the cutoff. He plays the button pretty well when I'm there. So here is a spot to raise to... See, this guy looks kind of bad, but he doesn't really seem to be calling that bad. I'm just going to make it 3x here. If this guy in the big blind is a fishier player, I might make it 4x. If they were all tighter, I might make it 2x. Okay, so when this guy 3-bets my middle position open, I am not thrilled to say the least. So let's just check his stats real quick. So 3-bets versus middle position. He's done it 1 out of 15 times. Now he's in the blinds. I think his range is pretty strong here. I'm going to call and kind of not necessarily try to hit a queen, but I'm going to call and, I mean, basically I'm calling for two things. To try and hit a queen and to try and get him to like check fold when he has, or like c-bet once and give up when he has ace-king or something, or ace-queen. Against, you know, I mean, no reason to do anything but just flat here. Just flat. If he probably has a big hand. So just flat and then flat again. He checks the turn. I'm going to bet like an amount that I can get it all in on the river if he does call. So I'm just going to bet something like this, something small. Maybe it'll induce him into shipping. But he probably just has ace-king and is going to give up the hand. This is kind of how well, whatever, you know. Really weird of him to just like check that turn with kings. I mean, that's a pretty horrible play on his part. Like I put his range much more heavily on ace-king once he checked the turn, but to check the turn with kings is really bad for the simple fact that you can no longer bet, or you can't really get all in against a queen on the river. You're leaving yourself with a back-to-pot ratio of 2 if I check back. And that's just not going to get you anywhere, so I don't really like the way he played that hand at all, but I am going to definitely make a note. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like his line at all. I think he should. I like his line pre-flop. I like his line on the flop. But he shouldn't be doing that on the turn, so I don't really know what's going on there. Okay, so fold there. Yeah, these games aren't bad. I'm trying to play right now during happy hour, get some extra points in. Pretty easy fold here, since this guy's ISO raise. Oh, actually, that would be a really bad fold against Dine and Dine here. He's a pretty tight short stacker, so like this is the kind of spot where you can just like min raise into him, and he's gonna just let you have it a lot of the time. Like he's not gonna really 3-bet you too much extra when you min raise into him. So don't fold hands like this when you have tight players in the big blind that you can just min raise into. So he limps. My hand just isn't really that good, or else I would complete. I mean, like 8-9 suited maybe, like give me some high card value, but 2 low cards. I just don't really have the incentive to want to play that pot from out of position. Not gonna raise 7 deuce. If folded 2, it's too loose against these guys. Alright. Actually, you know, we can min raise this 7 deuce suited because P Morphe is really tight, so that's a good thing. And then we'll have to play the hand against Tom Brady's hair. If we have to play it at all. Another good spot to min raise. And when we min raise and we get a gutter and a backdoor flush draw, I mean, this is a pretty good spot to bet, but I'm not going to call. I'm just going to let him have it when he leads into me, because our hand really doesn't have much equity at all. Like, it's good for bluffing. Like we don't have much equity, but couple that with our fold equity, and it's, you know, a nice little thing. Hold on a second. What the hell? So this guy 3-bet. I know he's 3-betting a ton, so it's like it's all right though. That's okay. All right. Tough call here to raise or not. I think I'm going to raise. Because I know Zindine's going to fold on the button. This guy doesn't seem too loose. And he does like to call me from out of position, but that doesn't mean that I can't win the hand, you know? This is like really, really close to King 10 offsuit, but I'm just going to fold from the cutoff. I'm clearly raising. I'm just gonna fold here. Sorry about that. Had to run and get a drink. Gonna fold here too. The shaking of a smoothie. Kind of hope this linked out guy just folds so I can play his hand against Spices and Bonder's blind. So he doesn't fold to 3-bets? Huh. Out of how many instances? Just one. This is 29%, and I can't see any reason at all to not 3-bet here. Let's just go a little bigger. Okay. I mean, if he folded to 3-bets like a ton here, then I would consider flatting for sure. Try and get Weises to squeeze. Alright. So this is really close. I think I'll raise. I like having a king in my hand. That's a pretty good card. Alright, so T-Dog is like a massive fish in my mind. So I'm gonna raise pretty big here when he limps. I'm gonna raise like 150, and I expect him to call pretty much every time that he's gonna call. If he calls 150, he's gonna call I mean, if he's gonna call like $1, he's gonna call 150. If he's gonna call 125, he's gonna call 150. So can't really do anything here, obviously. All right. Excuse me. That's a really small cutoff raise, 15%. I'm just not even going to play this hand. I just don't see any way that I can 3-bet this guy profitably. I mean, I just don't think he's going to call enough out of position with weaker hands. It seems like there's just so much more value in letting the fish come in and keeping his range wide as it is. So he c-bet 72. I'm not really certain what his double barrel is. So c-bet on the turn is really small. So I'll flat here and go from there. And his c-bet on the turn is just so small. I'm really not worried about getting bluffed. He's gonna bet whenever he has an ace, and he's gonna give it up when he doesn't. And he perceives me, in my mind, as probably a tighter player. So I really don't. He should put me on an ace right here when I call him. So I'm just going to try and check it down. This is a scary turn, so it's conceivable that I could check back a hand like ace-jack or ace-queen or something. And I really don't think that he's going to bluff this river. Now, my range didn't really change that much. And the fact that I check back the turn shows that I have some showdown value. Wow, he bets really small. I'm really not considering calling here. I don't think my hand is good. But I think I'm going to raise. Because I just don't think he has an ace with that bet. I think he has like king, queen, king, jack. Something like that. And I think that my line actually makes a lot of sense for like ace, queen, ace, jack. This guy here, I just don't know what he has, so I'm just going to bet 350 and go for it. He folded there, that's good to note. We'll review that hand later. Against this guy, I honestly just do not know what he has. He probably has like a boat or something, so let's just try and get the rest of it. Yep. I mean, that hand pretty much plays itself, so it's not like there's anything great to discuss there. Massive cooler on his part. He might not have lost the whole thing if the ace didn't hit on the turn. Especially if it was like another overcard, like a king or queen, so we got mad lucky to stack him, but whatever's clever. Alright, this guy just raises so much on the button, but I can't really defend here. I don't really have the necessary post-flop skills to defend a 6-5 offsuit from the out of position. It's 45%. 70. Once again here, I mean, these are spots where I feel like you could probably call and like play back against the guy post-flop, but there's just so little of a point, for me at least, because I just am not really like good at hand reading, to be honest with you. I'll min raise here again. On table 2, I folded 2. This is a great spot. The button, I mean the big blind, does not 3-bet yet, and has only been calling 15%, so it's a good combo of small big blind to steal against. This is also a good combo down here on table 4, just because, not to steal against, but to raise kind of wide. I don't expect to win the pot pre-flop too often because of T-Dog, but with a tighter player in the small blind, it definitely helps. I'll raise on this table again as well. I'm actually gonna go 3x here. Maybe try and get Weiss's to not call me and try and get this guy to call me. That would be nice. I'm gonna fight him there. I feel like when I min raise this button here on table 1 a lot, that both these guys are gonna call me. It's just so much harder to win the pot 3 ways than it is 2 ways. So Weiss's calls again. I think this is a pretty good spot to c-bet against him. Just given my image against him, I think he'll give me a good amount of respect. I've checked back. Like I was playing for maybe about an hour and a half before I started this recording. I've been playing against Weiss's the whole time, and I've checked back and checked to him a lot on the flop. Like I've turned up a lot of c-bet opportunities when I didn't think that he was going to fold because he has a relatively low fold to c-bet percentage at 41. So I feel like that gives my c-bets now more credibility. No luck, no skill. This dude is really, really bad. I was playing with him a lot yesterday. He really does have no skill at all. He does have luck though. He's a fucking liar about that shit. Alright, so it's a pretty standard min raise spot. Button's tight, blinds are tight enough. And I'm not really worried about min raising here, just because I'm not worried about this guy coming along this linked out. This guy has threw at me a few times already, but I mean, I'm just not gonna really mess with it. He can get away with 3-betting smaller than 3x, like slightly smaller, like 2.5 to 3x, because of his stack size. It's like when you 3-bet, the amount matters, but your stack size matters too. I mean, this guy 3-betting me to 140 says a lot about his range when he has a 100 big blind stack, but him 3-betting me to 140 when he has a like a 60 big blind stack, that's a lot different because he can, if I call him, he can bet and get all in by the river, no problem. So his 3-bet still threatens the effective stack size, even though it's relatively small. $74, $71. I'm gonna flat here and then like check raise him on a good number of flops. Since I know that he doesn't double barrel, I'm not going. Well, my plan was to check raise him a lot when I missed the flop completely. But now that I flopped equity, I will check call and check fold because I don't think he's gonna double barrel me here. I just don't. I mean, he's never gonna be at this point in time. I think the odds of him putting queen 9 offsuit and my flatting range from the big blind is exceptionally low. So he's going to be weighting my range like very heavily towards ace x hands and very far away from queen x hands. He's going to try and barrel off. The odds of him having an ace here in my mind are exceptionally high, so the fold is very obvious. That is the plan against someone who c-bets a ton on the flop and then not a lot on the turn, to just check call the flop and then see what they do on the turn, because they're playing their hand face up. Sorry guys, let me turn Skype off. Woo! Feature! Sign out. Alright, so again, Zyndine, I'm just going to min raise again. Actually, no, just because min raise before, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Like here, I just don't like making it the same size over and over and over again. He's not like, he's an exploitable player, but he's not incompetent, so I don't want to give him incentive to start re-raising. Alright, so I think min raise is the best number here from under the gun, and I think min raise is the best number here. I'm going to try and find a new table 3. Let's just sit out here for a minute or two. See what we can find. This is like basically the same table. Except switch one reg for another reg. Oh, okay. Well, if you're gonna have all those bad players sit down real quick, and you have 340 big blind stacks sit down, then yeah, I'll stay for sure. Because it's pretty much now $30 worth of dead money on the table.
Hi, you guys keep billing me, and I want to know what you're billing me for.
Okay, so let's see. Against Weiss is not going to fight with the 7 deuce. Alright, this is actually kind of close, because I don't want to raise... If Weiss's was like a tighter regular or something on the button, then I would raise to like 3x or something, but because I really don't want him calling, I think he's even going to call 4x pretty liberally. I'd want to play this hand in position, more so than I want to keep a good stack depth with this guy. Like, I'll take a smaller stack to pot ratio as long as I can have the hand in position. Alright, well, this is pretty good spot to 3x it. Like, I know I'm giving Zyndine a good reason to chip over me, but this is it. It's like, I want him to call, and I don't want him to overcall, so I'm going to give him a little bit less incentive to overcall by making it 3x, because I'm pretty sure Ace or Lathe, like, he calls a lot more than this guy. Alright. I think with the... Wow, that's an interesting line by him. That's really interesting. I don't know what I should do here. My default reaction is to fold. Donk bet 3 out of 38. Now I'm a little bit more inclined, because now it's... My default response is to fold, and I don't know how to play better if I don't fold, so I'm going to fold. The main reason is, it's like, sure, if I could go to showdown right now and like call and get to showdown, then yes, I would call half pot with my middle pair top kicker. But with 2 straights left to play and a passive player stealing initiative, that worries me a lot. So I really don't think it is in someone's best interest to continue there against that donk bet. Especially when I have reads that he's passive. Like, you will notice that he just did bet fold half pot there on that board, but limped pot, a little bit different. Okay, so we've got this guy again. So now it's actually a little bit different. I think I'm going to make it 4x because... Alright, well, we will... There's really no choice we have, just 3-bet this guy and play the hand, you know? I make it a little bit smaller because I really don't give a shit if this guy cold calls, and I want to give this guy more incentive to raise over me. No luck, no skill, limp it in. Come on, just stick your neck out a little bit. Oh, you stuck your neck out a lot of it. This is all standard. I don't think it really needs to be explained. My post flop line should be pretty standard too. Hope it's not like really overly complex. I think betting like a big number here is just fucking horrible. I think betting like half pot even is really bad. Like, main reason, the 100% main reason is the stack size. Like, getting all in by the river, very easy. Number 2 reason is look at that board. I mean, there's just no draws to protect against. Like, I could see if it came down, you know, maybe like 8, 9, 10, all one suit, then I might just pot it and then pot on the turn. But when it comes down that dry, I think betting small is definitely mandatory. I could have even gone smaller. I could have bet $1. But then I don't really want to start giving him, you know, odds with an ace or something. Or if he does have like a 5-7, 5-3 for the open ender. But that's fine. Ugh. I think I might actually take like a 5-minute break. I'm feeling kind of fatigued. Been playing for about 2 hours now. So, you know, I might just sit out on my table, pause the recording, take a break, and then come back and redo the recording. Let's sit out. I gotta get a little bit of food in my belly. It's still first thing in the morning, haven't really eaten breakfast yet. Trying to play during the happy hour, which I guess I already mentioned. These people aren't even really that good, so I'm not giving up on too much equity. And this guy does like to re-raise, but I'm just not going to fight him there. Alright, I'll give me like, you know, well, it'll seem like 0 time in the video world. But yeah, give me like 10 minutes. Gonna go pretty big here. This guy seems fishy. My general standard is to kind of just go big for value and smaller when I'm not going for straight value against weaker players because they just let you exploit them so easily. You can raise $1 here with 8-9, and you can raise 150 with ace king, and they just don't care. I mean, this is close. Like, there's two options here right now. I can either shove or I can check. I have showdown value. I'm just gonna check. Try and get to showdown. Either try and hit a pair or try and get to showdown. That's what I'm doing when I check the flop. I just don't see any incentive to like lose money against like a random, Jack 8 kind of hand, which you could so easily have. Or pocket ace. Solid play by him. Yep, great player. Alright, so I'll be back. Alright, so done with the break back here. This guy open limped in small blind versus big blind. I opted to not c-bet this flop. I just wanted to check down my showdown value. I mean, the bet on the turn is obvious in my mind, and the call on the river here is also obvious, so there's just nothing else to do than call. Like, raising I think is silly, and folding is clearly out of the question. So, good to know. If I had like some stats on this guy that said he was going to fold to a 3-bet, then I'd very strongly consider 3-betting there. Yep, those stats would have been just fine. If I saw 44% seal and folded 3 out of 4, then I definitely would have 3-bet him there. But that's fine, we'll just 3-bet him next time. Being in the big blind against his button, we will get more opportunities for sure. The fact that we didn't 3-bet there will help us to add credibility next time we do 3-bet. Yeah, this guy's actually not bad either, I guess. Alright, still looking for one more table. Too loose to open here. See, this is like a awful table. Because like I have to take this seat because I really want to play this table, but I don't really like playing out of position against Slices. That's fine though. Beggars can't really be choosers in this day and age of online poker. Actually, perfect. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit out, stand up, take the position seat on him, and that way when someone else comes in, I will not be directly out of position of Wysis. Perfect. I think min is fine. Like, these stats are crazy, but it's only over 12 hands, so it's like whatever. This is a close spot. I'm not really certain if I should. Yeah, I should just go for it. It's really close on here, but I feel like 10-10-3 is just so hard to hit, and c-betting multi-way is going to show more strength, but, you know, after you get called, I'm just going to give it up. I would have barreled like a queen, a jack, an ace, a king, a 7. Only on, I mean, I'm barreling a 7 on the turn, obviously not on the river. And here, you know, I'm just going to, like, ship, actually. I think that probably looks weaker. This guy probably has, like, 8x, or, I don't know. Well, I'm hoping he has 8x, and that's what he calls me with, but we'll see. He hasn't called yet, meaning he probably doesn't have his beat. It's a good thing. Yeah, he just folded on table 4. Alright, I mean, even though I lost that hand, I'm still going to just kind of go for the raise here. This spot is interesting. I'm going to call, basically, to kind of try and play my equity. I think 3-betting is just a little too loose. I think that folding is clearly too tight. Same spot here. Like, I really just prefer to check down my ace size. Seems like kind of dumb to not. I don't really like that he bet full pot here, but, you know, there's really no other way to play this hand right now. In my mind, it feels like the flop and the pre-flop are both pretty darn standard. Interesting spot. His range for betting is going to be, you know, like bluffs and ace-x and yada yada. This guy's range for overcalling, I'm really not sure. He could have so many things. So many things to overcall there. I think leading is just too thin. I really do. I just don't expect linked out to call me, really. And this here is this is a raise against mastery. This is a bizarre line on this guy's part. Does he really check back a good ace on the turn and then bet on the river? His line, though, right now is saying that he's got a pretty good hand. That's fine. Yeah, really not certain here on the river there. I think it's kind of close. But the odds of him checking back ace-king, ace-queen on the turn are probably more likely than him betting a hand weaker than mine for value on the river. Like, what is he doing it with ace-10, ace-9? I just don't really think so. Missed draw, maybe, but against two opponents where one of them is very likely to have an ace, it just seems really optimistic to call there and think that you're going to be good. So, especially with another player left to act behind me, like I still don't know what linked out has. I mean, he probably doesn't have ace, you know, a decent hand though when he checks again on the river. Alright, so playing against best friend Weiss's, I'm just gonna bet $1. Yeah, he might fold here, but I don't know, with very little equity when called, and he doesn't. Yeah, this is not the spot I want to be in. Yeah. We'll just find another table for sure. Here we go. A lot of bad players, apparently. Here I'm just going to go for value, really. Ace high is probably good. On paired boards, I'm so much more inclined to see bet ace high, just because it's like much more likely to be the best hand. And you could even get called by worse, like random overcards. Against, yeah. See, if it checks me here on table 4, then I probably would have bet. Well, actually, I definitely would have bet. But 1 bet into, I'm just gonna fold. Against this here, I'm just gonna bet. The whole hand plays itself, really. I just, it's like whatever. I see no reason at all to fold. No reason to raise the turn either in my mind. Like if he's bluffing, just let him bluff. He's doing something weird. 5. Yeah, I guess it's not a bluff. Yeah, I'm not really sure why he checked that on the river. It's kind of silly. Yeah, I mean, this is just to have something to talk about. I mean, this is a pretty standard fold with 4-7, but I think the weakest hand I would probably raise here would have been still pretty strong. Maybe like Jack 10 suited, some big cards, pocket pairs. This is a tight area of the table that I feel like I have to raise pretty tight around. A lot of loose players. When he min raises, this is just so close, like between free betting and just going with the hand and just flatting. I think I'm just gonna 3-bet and go with the hand. This is a boner spot against Heisenberg. I'm just gonna min raise fold because he's gonna ship on me so much when I'm min raise and he's got that stack size. You know what I'm actually doing? I'm actually gonna complete into him if it like limps around to me. Against this guy in particular, against short stackers actually a lot. I will try in the small blind to like limp re-raise them when I have a good hand that I think they're just gonna fold. But when I do that very, very often, they just like check the big blind. So I figured there I'll try and get in and have him check the big blind with a weak range, and I can just steal it on the flop instead of risking it post or pre-flop. I love this short stack on short stack battle. It's like a little fish trying to eat like a slightly smaller fish. Let's see, middle position opening range is 14%. That's not exactly loose, but I'm getting odds to at least call against that with position. Captain Morgan Grinder. There's a guy who went by the name of Captain Morgan around here. Who was a short stacker? Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm not gonna really go too crazy here. I think $1 here is a good raise size with all these loose players at the table. I could call my one looser player. Not really good board to c-bet, so I am not going to c-bet. When he pots it, it's a pretty easy fold. I mean, here, I would have liked if he raised before, but I have really no hands on him, so that's all fine. I'm just going to 3-bet go with it, you know? Like, these are situations where PTR comes in handy, because, like, you can just PTR this guy real quick. It's like, is he losing, or is he winning? If he's losing and he ships on you, it's like, easy call. If he's winning and he ships on you, it's like, maybe not. I always accept when new tables come up just to see if they're better than the ones that we're playing currently. This was just a steal spot that I probably would have stolen with the 8-6, but not against a limp. Here, this is a spot where if I'm raising, it's going to be pretty tight as well, you know, like big cards. Maybe some suited cards. This is a really bad table, but these tables really aren't that great at all today. They were better earlier. But that's just kind of the problem with merge, is there's really not that many weak tables going on consistently. That table that I actually had there is actually better than this one here, so let's switch these out. Do you want this one or that one? I'll take this one, that one. The reason I chose this seat is because I'm hoping like a tighter player might sit to my direct left, and then I can have okay position against BC 3000. I don't want to sit here and then have someone sit here and then have to play out of position against the weaker player 5 hands out of 6. But when you do this, you also run the risk of letting a short stacker sit right here, the Heisenberg guy or whoever is currently active. Got about 40 minutes left of happy hour, so that's how much longer I'm going to make this video for. Yeah, I just don't really want to 3-bet him here. I feel like I can play way better against him out of position if I flat with good range wide. I'm gonna check raise his flop though. This is a great spot to check raise him. Like he's gonna bet a lot. He's got so many hands he's gonna bet, so many hands he can't call with. This is an awkward spot. It's like, yeah, C-bet's gonna work, but I have showdown value, and if he has an ace, why give him free money? I don't think he has an ace now, so let's try and make him fold all his little pairs. When he leads the turn, I'm just gonna call. I don't know. It's like c-betting that flop is definitely profitable and it's definitely standard, but I don't know if it's necessarily max EV. Against a lead for half pot, I really just don't want to go all in with this guy here. Like if I call here, then it makes no sense to fold on any later street, so I might as well just raise him and get it in there. I feel like I'll probably be up against like bigger pocket pairs more likely than anything else. Like a king sometimes, yeah, but I think it's gonna be like pocket sevens and hands like that that really kill me there. Against this guy's cutoff open, I'm good. I could have 3-bet it. You know what? This was actually probably a mistake. I should have 3-bet to isolate the fish. Small mistake, but definitely. I think isolating the fish with a 3-bet there and then just shipping like every flop is probably a better idea than folding pre-flop. That's a big fold to 3-bet. Look at that. He's opening 52% from the cutoff and folding 78% of 3-bets. I mean, I just feel compelled to 3-bet the button against a player like this. So he's always open the pot or what? So that's probably his strategy, which I don't really like. I haven't played with this guy for a while. I kind of forget what his tendencies are like. I mean, here, these guys seem like a little bit looser. So, I mean, you know, I'm not raising that ace-deuce offsuit, but the weakest hand that I probably would raise on table 3 right here, you know, you can raise like a lot of suited aces. With players like this behind you, I don't know. I've been playing pretty tight, and it's just as a result of the players to my left, really. Like, I like to play a lot of hands, I like to raise a lot of pots, but I also want to have an equity advantage when I do get to post-flop. There's really no point in raising, you know, 8-9 offsuit when players are going to call you 10-9 offsuit, and queen 7 and hands that are going to just like kind of hurt your equity, especially when they don't have distinguished folding tendencies post flop. Weiss doesn't really fold c-bets a ton. This guy doesn't fold a lot. This guy might fold a lot, but small sample size on his stats. This is an awkward spot against a short stack because these are like one of the spots where like I would like to like limp re-raise. Like this is a hand that I don't want to shove. I mean, well, excuse me, it's a hand that I don't want to raise and then get shoved on. But I like it when that happens because it just makes it seem like he wants me to fold. So I'll just shove on top. I don't like that he made it $1. Like that makes it feel like he's more inclined to want to go with the hand. Like I'm happier when he makes it like I don't know, 2 big blinds, 3 big blinds. But definitely not mad about how I played that hand. So he c-bets 100%. He opens 100% and he c-bets 100%. So why even bother starting to play the hand until right now? What is his turn shoot? Double barrel. 3 out of 4. Not going to fold to this barrel. And what's his river barrel? That would be. I mean, with less than 300 hands, we're not going to have an accurate river barrel statistic, but I don't think I can fold at this point. He just got the perfect run out the triple barrel, and he opens an absurd range. It's like, yeah, I just can't possibly fold on this river. It's like he just reps it. His range of value just got more narrow and more narrow and more narrow. Scary board for sure, but he played that hand, unfortunately for him, exactly like how I would have played it, so I kind of already had a feeling of what his plan was. But we'll still mark it for sure. There are very few times where I'll be playing poker all day and I will just snap call a 2/3 river pot bet with third pair, but that spot just seems really obvious. Because he's no longer betting a queen on the river. He's probably not even betting a lot of kings like that. Like, what king is he trying to really represent? Like, you would need some kind of dynamic, or he would have to think that I'm thinking the way I am, which I don't believe he has evidence of that, to think that I'm going to call him light there. Like, I think that I don't think he probably put me on the 10, like a hand like 10x, and that's what he was trying to get me off of. I am fairly confident in that, so that's why I think that the odds of him betting a hand like, King 9 are even vastly less. Because I think he thinks I'm going to fold a hand like pocket 10 or 10x. Here, I'm actually just going to showdown value it. There's just really no reason for me to c-bet here. Especially when I've already seen the way this guy plays. Like, he'll check call the flop and then check fold the turn when he has air. When he leads the turn, he probably has like a piece, like a 9, maybe a 10. If he bets anything on the river, I'm going to ship. Alright, now I think he's got more of a 9x range. Especially because his turn bet was very weak, so I'm going to be sizing my river bet to try and get value from a 9. I don't think he has a 10. If he had a 10, I think he would have just, like, bet, and then I would have shipped on him. So he had pocket 7s, so it's even worse than the 9. So I'm pretty happy with my bet sizing there because that's a result of just good hand reading. And he's definitely a non-believer. To call that river half pot or river bet, and it wasn't even half pot; it was more than half pot. Like he shouldn't. Like the call there is just absurd. Yeah, he called 275. It was a little bit over half pot, like 60%. But even then, that's just so stationary, really. It's like have some pride. This guy's like, oh my god, I'm at table 4, so I kind of want to see why he's freaking out. When players start typing in the chat box, like freaking out, I kind of want to see what's up. I don't know why he's saying this. It's a crazy hand, though. Boner. I don't really like getting third betted here by this guy. I'm really interested to see what Weiss shows up with here. I have a feeling that his range is strong. He just doesn't really seem like a habitual 3-better, so. Okay. Now, I think this hand on table whatever here is like super standard. I'm gonna check and let him bluff at it. And if he doesn't opt to bluff, then I'm just gonna pot the turn and river. And like the main reason why I don't really mind checking this flop here is because I am never ever ever worried about like not stacking an ace. Like if he has a weaker ace, I'm gonna get the money regardless. It's when he does not have an ace that I am trying to extract more value. So I think betting that flop is very bad. I think 125 is just perfect here. It's just here. I'm just gonna give up on the hand, like I've mentioned before. It's actually with pocket fives against Weiss's, but I don't really like c-betting and then getting called and having only 2 outs to draw to. I'm gonna, when I choose to c-bet, I prefer to have equity. Min raise on the button is good, or min raise on the cup is good here because the button is more of a 3-better than a caller. Let's see, this is actually interesting. He 3-bet by position on the button. He threw it over. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it go. Ain't no thing. Oops. Yeah, I'm actually gonna leave this table here. I don't have any incentive to play 3 hands against those guys. The only 2 other decent players I've found at NL25. It's me and those 2 players, so it's pretty much like the worst table I could possibly play at. Min, call. Pretty easy call, I guess. Yeah, I don't really like any of these tables that are going right now. Let's check out NL10, see if there's anything good going on down there. I mean, it's really not improbable to find a no limit 10 table that's easier to win money at than a no limit 25 table. Alright, button limp. Oh, that's classless. This guy's for probably winning a pot. Is this guy? Yep, no class. He stacks a fish and then tells him thanks. I mean, that's just not the kind of actions that I would expect from a winning regular. It's actually very disappointing. You know, here I actually don't mind c-betting. I've given up so many pots against this guy in position with pocket fives that I feel like maybe I can just c-bet here. And that this is okay. Interesting spot. So does he have a flush? Let's just get that out of the way right now. A lot of the flush hands are going to be like ace-x of the flush. So I'm going to call. My intention is not calling to try and hit a diamond. My intention is calling, and if he bets the river, I was going to ship on him if it remained a 3-flush board. Because he can't, I mean, clearly I have the nut flush card, so he can't, you know, have that. But I just don't think he has a flush. I don't think he plays a flush this way, and I don't think that he can call a big bet on the river without a flush. So, yeah, that's a really weird hand, though. I'm not, just his line of check call lead on that card is really, really weird in my mind. So, especially given how often that I see bet. Like, especially against him, I mean, I have a c-bet percentage of like 40. That's kind of why, I mean, even on that board, I mean, he's still calling, and I just don't really c-bet that much. I mean, there's a lot for him to call with, but weird spot. Let's see. Let's see what you guys think. Not really sure about my bet sizing on that river either. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have gone more like $4 instead of $8. I mean, he's not an idiot, so how am I really gonna trick him there? Like, he's probably putting me on like the nut flush card a lot of the time when I call the turn. I mean, yeah, easy fold. Oh, hell yeah, I'll take this table. But I don't want that seat. I don't want that seat. Oh, that seat's okay, we'll take that. Fold, fold, fold. So you're sitting out. Can I really not have that seat? That's fine. Should we just start a table? Maybe we'll get some heads up action. Versus a weak player. I mean, I don't really want Weiss to sit with me and try and play heads up. But I'll take the action from this. In fact, if Weiss does sit with me and try and play heads up, I'm just not going to do it because that's not really my motive right now. Got 21 more minutes left to play, and I want to do it against Fish. %, steal. It's a good number. His c-bet is very low, so he should be pretty easy to play against from in position. He's not going to be like barreling me. I mean, yeah. Oh, there we go. Got a fish to sit with us. Like, there's a lot of options here. I can 3x pre-flop, I can min-raise pre-flop, I can limp pre-flop. I like limping with a hand like this against a 40 big blind stack. Let's keep the SPR small. I mean, SPR large. This is more of a 3x. The hand is just so much stronger than 9-7 offsuit. And because we have 2 fish in the blinds, and I really don't want to get called multi-way, I kind of want to just take the flop heads up. When I do get called multi-way, I'm not going to see bet here. It's just these guys. Not only are they going to have low fold to see bet percentages, but the sport could actually hit them. 3x, 4x, 9x is certainly in their range. There's a lot of hands that'll miss, but it's not guaranteed that they'll fold those hands, especially ace-high type hands. It's kind of a disaster to see bet queen high and get called by ace-high and then just shut down. Okay. 3x is good here, but I don't really mind getting called multi-way. Even min wouldn't have been that bad with the king-queen suit or offsuit, yeah. This table's filling up real nicely. These guys are all horrible. This guy, I don't know about him yet. I haven't really played too much with him. Yeah, min raise here is standard for me. Although, just gonna pretty much just get right up on this board here. I'm not really looking to mess around with the queen high. This is close here. I could like ship on him. He's 3-bet me several times here and I have a pretty good hand to ship. 3-bet by position, yeah, I'm actually going to. There's 210 out there, he's got that, he's 3-bet verse. God, it's so close. 4s is just such a shitty hand. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna fold. If he had a bigger call open percentage, then I might have been more inclined to ship on him there. Like, the call open percentage of 6 is pretty small. He's probably doing it with, like, his bigger cards in some pairs. When he 4-bets, or 3-bets 14%, I think he's gonna be 3-betting, and then maybe not even folding a lot of the hands I want him, or that I don't want to get all in against, like 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s. To get all in against a hand like that is really, like, my biggest concern. I have 4s. If I had ace queen there, I would have snapped shoves. If I had ace jack, I probably would have shoved too. Those hands just do typically better against a range of like big aces and pocket pairs. Pretty easy min raise there. Just gonna check there. I will c-bet here on table 1, even though it's a spot where I don't. When I get 11-2, I'm not going to continue, but I would c-bet. Oh man, should I? What's his donk? I should at least check his donk percentage before I say that. This is now 2 out of 18. That's fine. when he donks there, given his relative position, I'm fairly certain it's because he's worried about me checking back the flop with this player here, this weaker player in between us. He doesn't want to let us get a free card. All right, it's like the recording is actually pretty boring, pretty slow, and just for the sake of size, I don't want it to be massive. It's already an hour and 18 minutes. I'll stop the recording now. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate any feedback. But yeah, let me know what you think.